Yeah. Oh, Leopard has dropped to fifth place, fourth place now. Ethan, you here? No, I don't think he's here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. They let me include my audio now, so I think we're good.
Ben,
Hello?
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Alright.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear
Yeah,
you.
my audio is included as well.
Alright.
Yeah, we're good.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, for URC Tier 1 on the Xbox platform.
Okay.
And we missed the start of the race. But you know, we'll get through it. It's fine. It's all good.
Better late than never. They've just come up to the end of the first lap, and Cyril is in the lead.
And
Quite
I ain't done
comfortably
this in a
over
while, so
Rosberg.
let me get some
I've only
details
done
and
this
stuff
once.
up.
I'm just going to go in blind. So after the first lap, we've got Cyril in first, Rosberg second, Hanko in third, Joe fourth, Leopard fifth, Marvin sixth, Tom seventh, Rosary eighth, Antimaz ninth, Tom Battles 10th, and Hero Alphonse 11th. Leopard
Indeed we
has
have.
dropped, seeing more places in the first lap. He's the biggest loser. Antimaz has gone down third, 3 places even, and Tom's gone up 2. I don't know about the weather. I just knew it was a wet race, but I don't know if it's going to clear out or not.
Well, we heard it was a wet race for the was it wet for the entire race even?
I don't know.
I don't know
I have
why
no
about
idea.
that.
I just got told it was a wet start.
Just the
There
wet
is now
start.
over a second in front.
Huh?
Series over a second in front now. He's stretching it a bit. They're all pretty close together in the top 7. Rosary's dropped back 2.5 seconds. Oh, and he's almost lost it there, bloody hell. Just jumped on board with them and he almost spinned it.
No, I didn't get it.
Kind of holding up his teammate now, Antimaz, who gets a massive slide on there. The penultimate corner. And Top Tom is right on the back of Marvin, sort of pushing him through the final corner. Sirius sets another fastest lap.
Top Tom going.
Top Tom is going to the inside.
He's gonna get the move done.
And he's through.
Is he gonna go for the switchback, Marvin? Or he's staying on board with him?
Got a lot of wheel spin, Marvin.
But no. Nothing comes of it. And that's a solid place for Top Tom there. As you can see, Ben, the gaps are starting to form. About around
so
1
most
second.
of them is a second. Yeah, we've still got Marvin 3/10 behind Top Tom.
And then
But
Leopard
the biggest
Joe
gap's
like
3 seconds. 3 seconds Rosie's behind Marvin, so there's a bit of a kind of a train forming behind him. Actually, Antipas has dropped back now.
Oh, Rosie
Didn't
goes
realise.
straight over the chicane.
Antipas does the exact same thing.
Yeah, Leopard lost out there.
Yeah, I've watched the start before he managed to get it working, and he was like fourth or fifth by the second turn, and then started jumping straight off the line into turn 1. But Rosberg is kind of keeping him honest. He's kind of closed down a couple of tenths on that lap. I think Rosberg's on the pad, isn't he? I'm not sure.
No, I think he's Will.
Oh,
Wait, let's look. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
pretty much every gap is around a second. Closest one is Tom and Marvin. Still not close enough for a move. They were kind of just buying in their time. We have no idea on the weather, of course, so they could just be trying to stretch out a one set of wets to the end, if that's possible, if it's wet for the whole race.
No, I think they'll surely have to pit. I'm not sure that the wet's going to last the whole race. Just seen it a couple
I've done it
times.
before, but I don't think... I'm not on this game. I've done it before, though, but it was very risky.
No, I think I've seen a couple of races, league races on this game, and they've had to pit. Well, I don't know about the wets, but intermediates definitely.
Joe got a big swapper there.
What happened?
I just saw I was on board with Pinecone. He just got a bit of a swap there, I think. And Rosberg's just about within a second, 1.1 seconds now. And Pinecone's sitting within a second of him quite comfortably.
Oh, we've just got some mid-race intel. And apparently, this race is going to dry up. So, this is going to be...
Well, it doesn't say when,
race.
but...
Yeah, it doesn't say when, but... Going to dry up towards the end, so strategies are going to come into play here. Determining when
At least those are spare tyres.
yeah, hopefully. Determining when to change onto those dry tyres when it comes to the time. We might not even get to there. No, in this game it dries up quite slowly. But if you want to be a risk taker, maybe lower down in the field, Tom Battler's Antsman, they want to risk it, then they can try it out indeed.
It's going to be an unpopular opinion, but I think the Racing Point is a very beautiful car.
What?
I don't know what it is about it.
The Racing
Just the
Point?
front of it, the livery. Yeah, it looks very nice. It's better than the Force Indies they had last year in 2017, I think.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, and Ansman's jump save actually came massively.
But Joe's catching.
As I was following him.
Joe, Pinecone, we're in a second, as well as Pinecone and Rosberg, so sure, things might spice up unless they make a mistake here. Oh, Tom's left the session if you want to invite him back. He's in that battle with Marvin for P6.
We've had some more intel. It says it could be enters in the last couple of laps.
So
it could be no dry tyres. Damn it, I can't invite him.
Can you not?
No, I think I have to go back into the lobby.
Oh.
And then I can't get in. To add him as a friend, I think.
But here
Actually, enter gamer tag.
It's getting closer to Tom Battler's at the back for P10, fighting for that final point. We're going to keep an eye on that battle, see if anything comes of it. But Joe is still catching up to the back of Pinecone, and Pinecone is still staying within that 1 second gap of Rosberg ahead. Rosberg's still 2 seconds down on Sierra in front. So it looks like battle for P2 is on, and Sierra makes a big mistake, but he's going to keep going, going to keep building that gap slowly from Rosberg. And these three will battle out.
Starting to close up again.
Who is Antsman?
Yeah, Joe is within 5/10 of Pinecone, and Eero Alfonso's right behind
Tom's
Tom.
Still out. Oh, okay.
I've invited him.
Yeah.
He's not going that slow considering he's an AI. Actually, he's dropped behind Rosary now.
We're going to see if Joe can get a move done here on Pinecone. He isn't within 5/10 or around it. It's going to go into the overtake mode. I'm imagining he's in rich fuel as well. 3 attempts, just not close enough on this lap. But he's going to try and keep that gap to Pinecone. Pinecone is dropping, well, he's not really dropping back, he's still keeping in with that second, with Rosberg in second. So this is the closest.
He's got a lot of ERS, Joe. He's got 98% ERS.
Pinecone has 70. So.
But Ansman's is probably been running quite high. Oh, safety car.
Safety car?
Why is there a safety car?
Who is...
No one's out.
That is muy
I've
interesante.
invited Tom, so it can't be for that, but he's not in the lobby yet.
Not really sure why there's a safety car. No one's retired. It might be.
It can't be a
with,
thing, surely.
It might be
where
to do
it's
with
too
Tom.
wet.
No. As a look from their perspective. Yeah. I don't know.
I swear I read about that before.
I'm not sure if you've read about it then. I've never heard
On
that.
a previous game.
No, on a Prix, yeah.
I doubt it though.
I mean, it does look abysmal.
Antsmaz is still struggling there. They keep it on the track. But at least it'll close them all up again because the gaps are starting to open up a bit, apart from the top 4. Oh, and then we've got Pinecone and Joe in. That could work out quite well. This is what happened for me in URC Tier 2 last week when it was Germany. And it was Inters for most of the race, and we had a safety car early on, and we pitted. And we managed to stretch him out just so we could get to the dry tyres. They would have got a puncture, so that could actually work out quite well. We got Antsmaz and Tom in as well.
They're staying on those wet tyres. So suggest
they'll be fresher,
maybe,
so they might be able to go a bit longer.
Maybe trying to go to the end. Ben.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
They haven't dropped that far actually. They're only 6th and 7th. And Tom's got a wing change as well. And Smaz is out, I don't think everyone's damage either. It's kind of a free pit stop. That's worked out quite for Tom. Gets that damage fixed and doesn't really lose anything. So it could hamper Pinecone and Joe quite a lot because they're behind Rosary and he was fairly slow in the first few laps compared to Pinecone and Joe, so he could hold him up a bit depending on how much Pinecone and Joe can get past him at the start.
Leopard has stayed out and he's got track position on Pinecone and Joe. I don't think the tyres would be hugely worn at the moment. It's only lap 8, but you never know. Different setups could cause more tyre wear, less tyre wear.
I can't really see their fuel, so I think it did come up with a light if someone's low on fuel, and currently no one has that. I think Joe did, but obviously he's been saving it.
Joe did.
Behind the safety car, so they should all be good towards the end. We're just waiting for Antsmaz and Tom to the safety car. Tom's just about to come up to the penultimate corner now.
Oh. Bit of a drift into that corner. Still going. He's clearly been watching.
And Tom's still not joined back. I'll try and invite him again.
Clearly been watching Daniel Beresnay's attempts at drifting around the Hungarian ring.
Yeah, I saw that video. It's just VSR Top Tom, isn't it? There's no numbers or anything.
Yeah.
Is Top Tom one word?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what I didn't do last time. I can't remember.
He's still an 8th though.
It doesn't come up with a profile. It just sends an invite.
What? His profile doesn't come up?
Yeah, because I can't type in his name.
What is going on here?
Oh.
Hiking is a 5-second penalty. I mean, I got on board with that, but I wasn't sure what was happening. I'm guessing Rosie's slowed down, and that caused the concertina effect from Pinecone into Joe, because I saw Joe right on the right hand side of Pinecone. So I'm not really sure, but he has got a 5-second penalty now.
He's got wing damage.
Has he?
I can't tell. Wait for the camera to move.
Ooh.
No, I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's alright.
He's still got both end plates. Yeah. I didn't see that, I was looking at the back.
Oh, safety car is in this lap. So, gonna get on board with Sira to see where he restarts this race. He's in overtake mode already, getting the fuel and ERS mode all ready to go.
They've been messed up at the back here because Tom. Oh, okay.
Oh, what is
Tom's
going
AR
on
was
with
going
those
really slow.
penalties? Joe got one, I'm pretty sure. Rosie got one as well, but here we go. Off for the safety car restart. Joe's in the pits. What is going on here? Joe's got wing damage from a collision with Rosie, but Rosberg going to go down the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? Sorry, I didn't mean to change the camera there. He's going to go side by side with Sierra. They're going to hold it. So, oh, he gets on the grass now. And he's going to lose out on that position. Leopard is staying on the back of these two. But we're going to go back down to see what has happened here. I'm not sure. Pinecone's wing's alright. How's Rosie's wing?
Joe had to serve his penalty, and he had to change his wing, so it's a double whammy as well.
Yeah, he's still just coming out the pits now.
32 seconds behind Tom.
It's not a good time for Joe, is it?
I was pretty unlucky. I didn't see either of those incidents, but I'm just guessing that it's just weird on the last couple of games. The safety car makes it go super slow on the restarts. It's far too slow, really. I've had it when I've gone down to like 20 miles an hour on the restart. So especially in wet conditions, it's very hard to try and keep your distance and try and stay close to the car in front, so you get a good restart.
Yeah, it is. But Pinecone now, right on the back of Flying Rosie. He's going to make a move down into it. Gives him a little look. He's going to stick behind for now. Just waiting.
And Joe goes straight across the chicane.
Does he actually?
Yeah, he didn't go obviously flat out, but he had a massive kick of oversteer, I think. He didn't even use the curb.
We're going to see Pinecone try and go for the move here. On Flying Rosie down the start finish straight. He's going for it, going down the inside. This should be a move. We'll be braking slightly later down Rosie. But Rosie, is he going for the cutback? He is indeed. And they're going to go side by side. Not sure. They're still there. Rosie's still on the outside of Pinecone right now. Is he going to hold it there? I don't know if he's still there. Pinecone. Oh, he has got the move down. And that is a solid move by Pinecone there. But I saw at the back
Also much fresher tyres.
Oh yeah, that also. But I saw at the back that Tom Battler's Fonz and Antsman they were quite close in this and on the safety car restart. But obviously the gap's opened up now between them. So that battle's kind of going.
I think they kind of got messed up by Tom's AI, because the AI was going super slow. I was on board with Tom, and on the restart in the penultimate corner, he was going really slow, kind of dropping off the back of the main pack. So that kind of messed him up for the restart. But Antsmas is still closing the gap to his teammate. Did Antsmas pit? I can't remember. He did, didn't he?
You can check.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
so
he did.
Maybe a bit of team orders coming in.
Yeah, gaps are starting to form. About 1 second apart from the top three. Leopard, Rosberg and Sierra. I don't know if that's how you say his name, but I'm just sticking with it.
Close enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is going to happen. None of these, well, the top four haven't pit. Pinecone is in prime position at the moment. I'm not sure if he can make it to the end from here, but he's got fresher tyres. And he is on the back of Marvin. I don't think a move will be done in... Oh, he's not close enough. What am I on about?
Well, the top three are still within a second of each other, but not really close enough to make a move. Oh, Leopard, a big kick of oversteer there.
Nice caught there. And
Sarah jumping over the curb. Quite a lot. They like doing that, all of them. Obviously, quite a lot of understeer in that corner. It's very easy to understeer past the first bit, and then that completely messes your exit for the second part.
Yeah, not much action.
So with Pinecone, Antsmaz and Tom, and Joe as well, have that 7-lap tyre advantage, so they still give them a little advantage to when they go to dries, as we've been told, or maybe even into, so they make it easier to get to that. I haven't really done a race on full wets in this game, so I have no idea how much they wear out, and obviously we can't even find out through their telemetry.
Neither have I, but Pinecone shaping up a move on Marvin now. gonna go for it down the start finish straight. Should be an easy move done there on Marvin. And Pinecone is up into P4 and he's going to chase down his teammate of LCR Leopard, former of LCR, sadly, but you know, it's fine.
We're not biased.
But if you see Rosberg,
Rosberg is...
yeah.
It's keeping him honest, it's within 5 tenths.
Joe with the fastest lap. See, he's pushing really hard after that. I don't even know what happened, just an abomination of sequences.
He's actually done pretty well because I think when he came out of the pits he was 32 seconds behind Tom, and now he's about 20 seconds behind Tom within about, what is it, 3 or 4 laps, so he's really on it, in clear air especially. We've got Tom, who's also right on the back of Fons in the middle sector.
Just about to say that. He's keeping Fons on it. But Rosberg is
Same with Rosberg on Cyril.
Oh, come on, Ben. We're thinking...
You're too slow. Not the only thing you're slow at.
See Rosberg. Not sure if he's gonna... I don't think he's gonna be close enough on Cyril this lap. Falling behind a little bit, still within that second gap, so he's going to keep Cyril on it. Leopard still around 1 second behind Rosberg, so I think Leopard's going to start.
Joe's done a beautiful move on top Tom. It's absolutely beautiful.
Was it beautiful?
Already pulled 2.5 seconds on him. It was beautiful. He's really gaining on Tom a lot. He's gaining about 3 seconds on that lap alone. I think Tom made a mistake though, because he was right behind Fons. Now he's 3 seconds behind.
Oh yeah, he must have. Didn't catch it though, so I'm not sure what happened there. We're assuming that had a problem.
Well, the closest gap out there is for the lead. Rosberg wheel spinning his way out of every corner, but still keeping Cyril honest.
Cyril
runs wide again, gets a bit of oversteer.
Antsman's in the back of his teammate. Now flying really. Oh, is this team orders? It is indeed. Antsman is on the fresher tyres, so what's there to lose?
Makes perfect sense.
Push.
I would do the same thing.
Huh?
Why? Oh, okay, I was gonna say, why is Rosberg in 0 ERS mode when he's got 100%, but he's just moved up? I don't see why you need to put it into low mode, because in the wet you use so little, you can probably leave it in at least medium or high for most of the lap. Yeah. And then you still only use a little bit. But same with Cyril, he's on 97% and he's in 0 ERS mode. Maybe they feel that they get better traction if they have it in a lower mode.
Leopard
That's the only real reason.
Around 95.
Well, these guys are better than us, so they know better.
Yeah, they probably do. Well, I mean, Pinecone's on 60. Slight hope for us, Ben.
Tom's on 43, so he's obviously not using the same strategy. Rosary still has his fuel light on, so he must have started with a really low fuel. Antsmaz flies over that curb again. He must have some penalties. Someone must have. Oh no, it's still a few warnings for some people, but no penalties for corner cutting. Just 3 5-second penalties for Pinecone, Joe and Rosie.
Tom Batless as well. Still.
Yeah, there's warnings for Marvin and Rosberg. Two warnings for Marvin now. One for Joe, one for Lebanon, one for Pinecone for corner cutting.
Rosberg is actually within 5 temps this time round. It was like around 7 temps, 6 temps the last couple of laps, but still not close enough to make the move on Cyril. So he's got to work on that exit out of the final corner, because that's what's letting him down, and Fons is into the pits. So if we're going by that, these tyres might be starting to go off now. or he's going for an undercut on someone.
Yeah, it must be. It's not
Oh.
quite half distance yet.
Going on to Inters
Well, that's bold.
is Fons. I don't
Doesn't
think
look
it's
to have let up in the rain at all.
I don't think it's quite ready yet. Marvin with a 3-second time penalty there. I don't think it's quite time yet, but there's no harm in trying out to see if the Inters are better, but I don't think it's the right conditions just yet. We're not far off, but not yet.
Looks a little bit lighter, but the rain hasn't really let up at all. Rosberg is very good at keeping it very smooth. Sira sometimes has a bit of an oversteer moment out of the fast corners, and even though he's short shifting a lot when I was going on board with him, Rosberg isn't quite doing the same as such, and he's still keeping it fairly smooth. He's right on the back of him to the final corner. Could go for move, but he's not going to get the best exit. Not bad, but no, he's not quite close enough. So he's just picking up a bit of water there. I don't know why, because it's not exactly drying out there, unless he was just defending. But I haven't really watched this league that much, so I don't know how quick everyone is in comparison to each other. But I said Rosberg is quite an underdog at the moment, because I know some guys are pretty quick, Lefford, Pineco and Joe, and he's ahead of all of them at the moment. But he's doing a pretty solid job, and if he is on the pad, then fair play to him.
I think watching the last couple rounds of this tier specifically, Rosberg has been putting in solid performances against these guys, showing why he's up there still with all of these guys competing. I mean, Joe obviously has not had the greatest race so far, but yeah, ahead of Lefford and Pineco.
I think Fons has actually been catching Joe, because when I looked when he came out of the pits, he was 7.5 seconds behind, and now he's only 6.5. So maybe he's put a masterstroke here.
It says,
I mean, at this rate,
says Inters for me, but there's a bit of a combination on board. There's blue and green, so I'm not really
I'm
sure.
saying the same thing. I got the tyre graphic.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's in it.
Just going to watch this lap, see if he gains any time on Joe.
Sira in. Here it is, they're both in. Rosberg and Sira's Lefford in. Lefford's in as well. Pinecone's staying out, obviously can't double stack. Well, I mean he could, but wouldn't be beneficial for him, so yeah, keep it out for another lap. Lefford, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
No, Lefford.
Marvin in as well.
Yep, they're all into as well.
Antsman staying out, Rosie out, Tom Battlers, he's about to decide, he's staying out. Joe retired from the session.
Has he crashed? I can't see. I can't go on board with his car. I'll have a look on the race director.
I'm on board with Top Tom to see.
Yeah, it hasn't said anything at the moment. I doubt he would have just given up.
I feel like he might have.
Fons has maybe went a couple of laps too early because he's kind of dropped off in the back of the pack. I think he might still be ahead of Tom Battles when he pits though, because Tom's still on the wets, and so is Rosie, Antsmaz and Pineco. So the Racing Point's going to have a bit of a tough time, because one of them's going to have to go one extra lap, because they're only within 5 seconds of each other, so one of them's going to get held up.
Antsman. He's got the fresher tyres.
Sira's hit Rosie. Rosie's gone straight over the chicane and into the gravel a bit. Don't know if there was contact or Rosie just slid straight off.
Rosie's losing it. I think his tyres are done now.
He's on 17 laps. 17 lap ones.
Rosberg's still on the back of Sira, putting pressure onto him. I'm assuming Pinecone is going.
Pinecone
no,
stayed
he's
out.
not. He is not coming in, so I feel like it is about time to come in for the Inters.
Maybe he's trying to do what Hamilton did in Monaco 2016, I think it was. He stayed out on wets through the inter period, and that's how he jumped Ricciardo, even though Ricciardo got that slow pit stop as everyone else.
I mean, Antsman is in now.
Still
Oh, both of them are in. Oh no. This is going
Rosie's got a penalty as well.
Right.
Still got saved that first penalty.
Left.
Tom Battles has still stayed out as well on those wets.
Pinecone is still out as well.
Rosie's only just changing his tyres now. so he's going to fall down to 9th place. This could work out quite well for Fons. He could jump 2 cars up to 7th. He will be on tyres that have done an extra 2 or 3 laps. Let's look at Pinecone's last lap. Last lap was a 1:35.1 and Sirius was a... Oh, well, he hasn't done a fast lap yet. His Inters. But he has set a personal best first sector. 31 flat, which is about a second quicker than he was doing.
Yeah,
on the
Pinecone's lost about a second and a half this lap so far. He's still losing at the moment, so he's got to come in this lap.
No? Oh yeah,
there
yes.
he is. He tried baiting us.
Maybe a bit hesitant. That could not work out for him in the end, because he's gonna be quite far behind, because he lost about 3 or 4 seconds on those 2 laps that he stayed out. But he will be on fresher tyres, obviously, so maybe that'll work out if they do go to dries. I don't know how long Inters last. Maybe about half the race, same as the wets.
Yeah,
we'll
they'll
find
make it
out.
to the end.
They might.
I reckon.
Yeah, they should do fairly, well, not fairly easily, but they shouldn't be in trouble.
Pinecone's
coming as well.
Pinecone's lost out to Marvin here, so he's gonna have to chase Marvin and then get past him, and he's lost 15 seconds to Leopard. I think he was about how many seconds was he behind? I don't think he was within a second of Leopard.
3 or 4 seconds, I think.
Yeah, so he's lost about 12 seconds altogether on Leopard. But yeah, that's because he's
yes, he
stayed
knows
out.
something that we don't. He must have stayed out for a reason.
I'm not sure.
I think it will go to dry tyres at this rate, because it's only spitting with rain now, and when this happens, it usually dries out fairly quickly. We've got 15 laps for it to dry out, so it could be a difficult choice between going on softs and mediums at the end, because as from our experience in the tier 2 race earlier, we do know that softs wear out a lot. We know dying after about 4 laps. It could be that could be a race winning choice if you choose to go on softs for too many laps to go and then they overheat, or if someone goes on mediums and they can overtake you in the last couple of laps. But that's if the rain dries out. Marvin with the fastest lap. He is 10 seconds behind Leopard.
I think it's stayed around there though. I don't think he's catching these front 3 at the second. I don't think Pinecone has gained much at the moment on Marvin, but he has just come out on those intermediates, so we might see the gap starting to come down for Pinecone on Marvin. We'll see.
They're all on very, very similar times at the front. They've all Sierra's done a 1:36, Rosberg's done a 1:37, and Leopard's done 1:37 as well. They're all on the same wavelength, literally.
Yeah, they're just keeping within each other. They've just got to get really close to each other to be able to do something, but I don't think it's... Well, I mean, you could here, but I think it would have to be a mistake by one of these 3 if they want to overtake each other.
Yeah, Sierra's doing very well. Despite the pressure, Rosberg's been within a second of him for probably 2/3 of this race at least, so he hasn't really made a major mistake yet. Let's not curse him. But at this rate, he's doing pretty well. Rosberg had a clear-cut chance at him yet, as he sets to fastest lap now to Sierra. Probably only by a couple of tenths, because Rosberg's still within a second. And he's not actually catching Marvin at this rate. The gap's staying around the same, so he's got to up his game if he's going to get that top 4.
Ah, there he is.
Actually, as I say that, that's the fastest lap.
Responding to you already. I think he might have gained a couple tenths on Marvin that lap. Not entirely sure, but well, he's in
Look
that.
at Marvin's lap times. 5 tenths on that lap. Marvin did a 0.4.
Leopard gets a penalty there though. Don't know if you saw that, but that will affect
Just
him
caught
if
that.
he wants to have a chance of winning this race, because these guys have pretty much been together since the start. Well, I mean, obviously, apart from that safety car, that's how they got together. So from that safety car, these guys have been glued together.
Well, Sierra has 1 warning and Rosberg has 2 at this rate, so Rosberg's going it fine. But he can still get a penalty. Sierra's probably the best off at the moment. He's got track position, he's got the lead, and he's got the least amount of corner cutting warnings. He's looking pretty good at the moment. Icon has gained about 2nd on Marvin on that lap alone. He didn't do the strategy calls. He could probably still be with the top 3 at this rate. And now he's 14 seconds behind them. That's kind of really ruined his chances of a podium unless something quite major happens in the last couple of laps.
You never know.
Yeah, you can never know. Still saying Fonz that he's got wet tyres on.
Well, I mean, it's the left front's a mix of green and blue, so...
Yeah, it's blue, but green, like dot squares on it.
Squares, yeah.
Still no information on the weather.
What? You have... Or...
Didn't need to add that. No, that's it. Still no information. They should add that for spectator camera. You should be able to look at the forecast. Like they do in the garages, you should have like a little screen that shows you
yeah,
the weather forecast.
That would be helpful. But, I don't know, the rain's still spitting slightly. Not sure if it might dry up. If someone wants to take a risk, then I'm sure someone will. If it's dry enough. Or if it looks dry enough, then yeah, I'm sure someone will try it.
Well, the training fastest laps there. Sirius sits the fastest lap and then Rosberg immediately beats him. Only like a 10th or 2 between them that time though. I didn't quite catch what Sirius did because it changed so quickly. Sirius 29.6 and Rosberg I think was a 29.5? No, 29.6 as well. He was 1,000th faster on that lap.
Damn.
Actually 9,000, sorry. He was
They are
54
matching
knots.
each other.
65.
Literally.
And Pinecone does some new fastest lap, only half a 10th quicker though. He's about 3 seconds than Marvin, so he's catching about a second, just under a second a lap. We should have him. I don't think he's quite got the pace in the top 3 though, or the pace advantage over them I should say, to catch up in the last 11 laps.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to the top 3. He's saying fast, well, similar laps, so he has got the fastest lap at the moment. In comparison with the top 3, so he is on pace with them, but he's just not on track with them. Like, right next to each other, where he was the first stint before the safety car.
So another fastest lap. He's kind of stretched just over a second now over Rosberg. Lepper's kind of dropping back a bit now. He's 1.3 behind. Can't quite cling on to the rest of them. See if anyone's got any other warnings.
Pinecone.
Really?
Another fast lap. He's really putting away.
Oh, he's really on it.
Yeah. Well, you can see Marvin now in his sights. I'm sure he could a couple of laps ago. But
Apex is obviously listening to us, and he said, "He is our weatherman." He said, "Weather is rain." Here's Jeff.
Cheers.
Thanks for that in-depth analysis, Apex.
Really
Much appreciated.
But yeah, the gaps are starting to fall now between the top 3. Around 1.2 seconds between them. Well, between each
Yeah,
one.
Rosberg's dropping out of a second within Zero, so he's kind of getting his groove back now. Not phased by the pressure at all this entire race. And the rain doesn't really seem to be letting up, so could still be intense till the end. Or if someone wants to be bold and go onto softs at the end, maybe if it's dry enough. Otherwise, I don't think they're really going to close up unless one of them makes a mistake, because they're all very consistent in every race, and especially this race in the rain. Pinecone 2.2 seconds behind Marvin now. You get there eventually.
Rosie as well. He's catching up. I think he's caught up by 3/10 on Fons, is that? Well, he's
Yeah,
looks like a
Fons
10th
first
every
going to wets.
Oh my, what is going on here?
Where are you looking?
Rosie, he looks like he's catching a 10th every time it resets. Gives us an update. Oh, Rosberg with
Rosberg
the 3-second time penalty. So him and
I
Leopard.
did say he was on 2 warnings.
Yeah, him and
He
Leopard
must
are
have done
both
that
on
on the
1
exit
now.
turn 4.
Yeah, it must have been.
Because he's just gone up the hill towards the chicane when I jumped on board with him.
Yeah.
That turn 4 is very menacing on this game. Very easy to lose it. That I found out. So Cyril is in prime. I think he's still only got 1 warning, and the 2 guys behind him both have a penalty.
Yeah, he's just got to keep it consistent now.
He just got another warning, as I say that, on that lap.
Alright, just stop talking
He's now
about
1
him.
warning away.
We're not gonna not gonna commentate his cursing. Pinecone 1.5.
Actually, Fons might be in a bit of trouble towards the end, because he's done 10 laps already on this set. He's got to do another 7 or 8, I think it is. So it's over about half distance. So he could be struggling, and Rosie's got tyres that are 3 laps younger. So he should easily have them at the end.
Another fastest lap.
Steals it from his teammate on the same lap.
This man is on a mission.
You can just tell us they're so evenly matched. When one sets a lap, another goes and sets the fastest lap, but it's literally not even a tenth quicker most times.
Yeah.
If Pinecone didn't really decide to pit on the first safety car and then probably 2 extra laps, then he should have. He could be right with those guys. Kind of been hating on him quite a lot actually. I think this is like a couple of times. I don't hate you, Pinecone, really.
But yeah, he's doing a solid job. He's caught up now within 1 second. Well, as I say, that changes. But he will be within 1 second at the end of this lap, unless he royally messes it up, which I doubt he will. He might be able to make the move down the start finish straight. As you say, that Rose. Great. Rosie. It's right on the back of Fons. Going through the middle sector, so he's not going to be able to make a move unless Fons gets completely off. But we'll get on board with Pinecone to see if he can get close to making a move on Marvin. Not, but he's right on the back of him now. No, he's not close enough for here. So he'll just stay behind him for now.
He's going to go for the good exit. The last corner yet. He's going to take the wide line, and Fons is taking a more shallow line. We get probably similar exit, even though they took different lines. And Fons is actually pulling away from him slightly, even though in the slipstream. Is he going to dive it? No, that would have been too risky.
He's going to go for a good exit. Oh, maybe not.
Oversteer.
Oh, he's caught that.
Pincone's now only 6/10 behind Marvin. Been hunting him down for the last 8 laps. He's finally got there. Rosberg's now within a second of Cyril again, and Leopard's dropped back a little bit more. He's kind of losing touch a bit. Antmas gets another penalty, but he's kind of in no man's land at the moment. It's 18 seconds off Pinecone and 12 seconds ahead of Fons.
Pinecone's going to be looking to set up a good run out of the final corner here. Let's see if he does get a decent exit. If he does, Marvin looks like the one who's struggling out of that final corner, and looks like Pinecone's going to be able to make a move down the start finish straight. Is he going to dive it up the inside? Yeah.
Kind of half-hearted.
Yeah,
Marvin
sat
leaving
there.
with a lot of room.
Still gonna go side by side down on the run to turn 2. Yeah, I was just making sure that I got that right. Goes around the outside, and that is a lovely move by Pinecone there. And he's gonna try and chase down his teammate Leopard, but he does not have enough laps to do that unless something goes on at the front. But it's Rosberg actually 5 tenths behind Sierra. I don't know if Sierra made a mistake or Rosberg's just been consistent, fast, catching up to the back of him.
Still no other penalties. I think Sierra's still safe at the moment.
But yeah, he does have that as well, doesn't he?
Even if he does make a mistake, and if he does fall behind Rosberg or Leopard, he should be able to keep tabs with him, and then he'll win it on penalties. But I think he'd want to win it on track. And I would say he'd get a Grand Slam, but he didn't get pole, did he? And he didn't leave every lap. I can't speak. Every lap, because Pinecone stayed out, didn't he, in that changeover period. But he has led pretty much every single lap of this race from the start. Don't want to speak too soon though. He has to lead the final one in order to win. Actually, technically no, because of penalties.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Rosie, seeing if he's going to be able to get a move done this lap on the back of Fons. He's been on this charge, well, not a charge, just on for a while. And he's going to get a good run out of the final corner. Yes. Not the best, but Fons, as you can see, his speed down the straight is something else. Not sure what that is, if it's wings or just putting it all out.
He must have changed it in the pit stop. Yeah,
Surely.
he must have changed it in the pit stop, and Rosie must have forgot to. That's what I would do. But obviously Fons is on the most worn tyres on the grid at the moment. So Rosie does have that advantage. Just got to catch him out. Do it in a place where Fons won't expect it. Do we have to do podium interviews?
No.
Okay, that's alright then. I hate doing them.
No, I don't think so.
We should be all good.
Rosen now, 2 tenths. 3 tenths. No, 2 tenths exactly.
On defensive Fons. He's almost running to the back of him.
I thought he
You know,
did.
dive it into the penultimate corner. Go around
Around
the
the
outside,
outside?
take the wide line. The karting line. The karting line also around the final corner to get a good exit. He might have to go for a pretty ambitious move in order to beat him, because he knows Fons has got good straight line speed.
Look at that straight line.
Both an
speed.
overtake move.
Is he going to dive
He's going
it?
to go for it. No, he's going to go for a
Setting
good
up,
exit
innit?
again.
There he goes.
Worked out pretty well, not much oversteer. Oh my god, okay, I spoke
Ooh.
too soon. That was weird, he got massive oversteer in 5th gear, that was. That was very...
Yeah.
That was like 2014. Switch games mid-race.
Rosberg trying to get another good exit on Sierra. It's better than the previous laps, that's for sure, but just not close enough to be able to overtake or make any sort of move on Sierra at this moment. But I'm sure he's going to build up an attack for the last couple of laps.
Yeah, Sierra's very it's slower compared to Rosberg in that final sector, but that final corner, Rosberg is not as good as Sierra on the exit. Sierra's just got the straight line speed and the distance, so Rosberg can't quite go for even a dive bomb. Obviously that'd be very risky when you're first and second in the last couple of laps.
Yeah.
I think we kind of got Pinecone settling into 4th, although he hasn't really pulled away from Marvin as much as he was catching him. Marvin's still 2 seconds behind him, but Ants-Maz in 6th, he's kind of in no man's land. 21 seconds behind Marvin and 13.5 seconds ahead of Fons. And Fonz is still holding on against Rosie despite the age of his tyres. And then Tom is like 9.5 seconds behind, kind of running his own race at the back. And obviously, top Tom, he disconnected quite early on, so I think he's nearly 2 laps down now, his AI. I think if Joe just stayed in, he could have got at least a point, maybe a couple. He could have caught up to Rosie or Fonz, unless he did crash when he retired.
I'm not sure.
Actually, have a look on the race director. He usually says. No, it doesn't say anything. Usually says if they have terminal damage. Obviously, he must have retired on his own then. That's a shame. And that wasn't sarcasm.
Anyway. Where is he? Still on the back of Fonz. Been chasing this position for a while. I'm not sure how many laps, but might be getting slightly frustrated now. Not being able to get past. Gonna try and set up for this final corner then. He is close, but it's just this positioning for the final exit. I don't think it's the greatest positioning, but Fonz has got that straight line speed also, so he needs to nail the exit really if he wants that chance.
Rosberg within about 5 or 6 tenths in this final sector. He just needs to nail that exit out of the final corner. He likes that wide line to the penultimate corner. You know, he's sliding a bit on that time round. They both kind of take the tight line. Leffler does the same thing. He's in 5th gear in that last corner, and Rosberg was in 3rd. And my phone's ringing, but I can't bother to answer it. Got more important things to do.
Indeed we have. The penultimate lap then. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think Rosberg's going to be able to make a move on Cyril?
Well, I never really watched Rosberg race, but I don't think he's much of a dive bomber, like send it on the last lap because it's the last lap. He will face that. He can't quite get past Cyril, but he won't give up. Obviously, we all know there's people who just dive up the inside on the last. Well, they're idiots basically. Yeah. But Rosberg certainly isn't one of them. So he will be very careful, and if the move is there, he will do it sensibly. But he's still staying close to Leopard now. He's in 6 tenths of Rosberg. He's really going for it in his last couple of laps. He got a yellow flag.
Rosie's going for it. At the start-finish straight, is he gonna be close enough? He's not. But where's that yellow flag?
Disappeared straight away, I think. Someone must have just gone wide.
Well then, anticlimactic. But if we go on board with the top 3 now, we'll see. Leopard looks like he's poised and ready to get past Rosberg. The final exit there, Rosberg. Oh, Leopard with the beautiful catch there. And he's still.
We do know Leopard isn't very aggressive, so he might go for it if he has a slight chance.
Yeah, he is extremely close to the back of Rosberg now. Rosberg's lost about 5 tenths to the back of Cyril, so I'm not sure. Oh, he's struggling, I think. As you see, Leopard is all over the back. Now, is he going to make a move? Oh wait, Rosie as well. Gotta watch out for that.
Yeah, he's literally pushing Fonz around that middle sector.
Yeah. It's just the third
same as
sector
Rosberg. He's got to nail the exit. Short shift like mad. Rich mix, overtake. Got nothing to lose now. I think
100%.
Tom has made a mistake as well, because he's 18 seconds behind now.
Rosie doesn't have a good exit out of the final corner. We did have 100% on the ERS, but it's just not close enough. So we'll go back to the top 3.
Rosberg's got a red fuel light.
Oh, he does?
I don't know if that means he's minus or he's just very, very low.
I think it's just low. I think that's all that means. But your race winner will be Sarah. It's just been consistent, holding it up in front, just keeping it nice and tidy. And obviously Rosberg and Leopard with their penalties as well, but Sarah Rosberg in P2 just couldn't get
Did you see that?
past.
The
No, I
race just
didn't.
got enabled.
Wow. Just give us 5 more laps, that's all we need. And obviously Leopard in P3, just sticking with the top 2. And then Pinecone, that strategy call could have been better obviously. Takes P4, Marvin in P5, Ant-Man will come home in P6. Here he is, just a lonely race for him. And then Fons and Rosie, don't think Rosie's going to be able to make a move here. He's really struggling for this for this final corner, not penultimate corner. Obviously the
Tom's
push
gone off.
did not work, and Tom comes home. Will come home to take P9.
Not a good result for, I think it's VSR, because Top Tom's got VSR on his name. They're only 9th, and I don't think they'll get that 10th, because Tom didn't finish most of the race, so only 2 points for them. I think that was not like the most exciting race in terms of battles, but very intense. The top 3 were pretty much within a second of each other the whole race pretty much. So Sira, very well done to him. Despite Rosberg being right on his tail the whole race, didn't make one mistake, didn't even get a penalty either. And even though it says there's a 3.9 second gap, that does not show how much of an intense race it was. So fair play to all the top 3.
Yeah, it's a solid race. Very intense, but obviously not the most exciting, as it's a wet race around Hungary, and Hungary is known for not being the most.
What about 2006? What about 2011?
Oh, sorry.
2014? 2015?
Alright.
Trying to think of any more good Hungary races. Bad wet. Right, 2015 wasn't wet, but it was still good.
Alright. That was your URC Tier 1 Xbox race. And we will see you in, how long is it? 4 weeks? 3 weeks?
I think so. Well, you might not see us, but we'll see someone else.
Yeah, you'll see someone, you won't see
You'll
us.
see all these people. Yeah.
So,
We just stepped in at the last minute, literally.
yeah, we did.